Thank you everybody for coming tonight. I want to thank the school board for having a couple of representatives here. It's nice to have you guys here tonight. I want to give everybody a little background. I've been in the construction industry for 41 years, all commercial, industrial, institutional construction. I've got about 15 years as a supervisor working for general contractors. I went back and checked my records today. I've actually supervised the construction of 8 projects around the metro area for school renovation and new construction with a value of about $45 million between all those projects. I have worked for Cross Anderson, and my understanding is Cross Anderson is a contractor that the school district has been working with. I've worked for Cross Anderson before. They're a very high-end, very good contractor. And the architect, I forgot the name of the architect offhand, but I have worked with that architect before on construction projects. They do a very fine job. I have full confidence in the aspect of the direction the school's going with the leadership team that they're using. That being said, I just want to talk a little bit about one item that came to my mind when I came to the vote yes get together, similar to what we have here as a vote no. I talked to the school board, the teachers union president after the meeting got started and asked him about is this project, the construction, going to be a PLA project? In other words, is it going to be prevailing wage union project? And he said he didn't know, and I did inquire with a couple of the members of the school board who said there's no real guarantee. As a 41-year union carpenter, I have an issue with the school district asking me to give up my union wages and benefits into a project that's not going to allow me to go work on the project. It's an issue for me. In Columbia Heights and in Fridley, in the school district of Columbia Heights, there's a lot of union carpenters, plumbers, electricians, fitters, laborers, operating engineers who all have to take a hard look at this idea of supporting a bond and supporting a school project that has no guarantee that they can work on the projects. That's just one of the big issues I had. I had a really good experience. I went to North Park open house, got a chance to listen to the conversations, presentation from the school district, and a nice conversation with the principal of the high school, and a few minutes with the chairman of the school board. I did go on the tour. Part of the tour I missed. I got to see part of it. I went to the library. It was really interesting at the elementary library that they're in a room about this size that's in the basement, technically in a closet or a big storeroom, basically. And I asked, how long has this library actually physically been here? And he said 6 years. The intent was to move out of it sooner than that, but something has happened over the last years. So the students have been in this room for 6 years with this. There's no carpet. The walls aren't painted. There's no fresh air into the space. I know for $15,000 that a air conditioning, refreshing, what do you want to call it, fresh air unit could be installed to meet the needs of that space and have outdoor air, fresh air intake. Painting is not a big thing. I'm just surprised being in the construction business that this room wasn't painted like this room is here. The ceilings weren't painted, there was no carpet laid, and fresh air wasn't brought in. Even if you thought you were going to be there for 3 or 4 years, 2 years, I would think that the school district would invest $30,000 to throw some carpet and paint the walls and get some fresh air into this space for the school. These are the types of things, as I went on the tour, I started questioning myself, what is the priorities? I did find out that some of the planned projects from 2014 have been delayed because the intent was in 2017 to have the bond issue pass, roll it all into one package, which does save the school district money. That being said, there was an assumption by the school district that the people in the city and the district are going to go along with the project. That didn't happen. So I'm not, and again, I get accused of eating children for breakfast and not liking public education. That's not a true statement. The Constitution of Minnesota clearly states it's the responsibility of the state to fund and manage public education in the state. I'm all for it. I got some great ideas, and I'm going to share with you guys tonight because it's already become public. I'm all for if the school needs to be fixed, instead of putting $18 million into it, I want to go to Medtronic and say, hey guys, we need $20 million. They give $100 million away a year to charities and for nonprofits. We'll call it Medtronic Elementary. Go to state legislature when I get elected in November. I'll go down there in January and get another $15 million or whatever we need. We'll build a new school, it'll be paid for in cash, and it won't be a burden on the taxpayers. Because the city itself is already talking about building a $15 or $20 million city hall. Along with the 18 or million here that we're asking for, this is piling up on the city and community. This is not Edina. The average income is not $200,000 a year in this city. There's limits on what we can afford to do. Well, there's options, there's other ideas besides going to the taxpayer every time you turn around and wanting to bond for something. It's another reason tonight I'm coming out of the closet. I'm a vote no supporter, and I'm officially coming out of the closet on the issue. There's an interesting conversation about the high school's auditorium. I actually did what the Columbia Heights is proposing in a junior high in Minneapolis, I think 3 years ago, supervised the project. We shelved the space down to the walls and rebuilt the whole thing. New carpets, new stage, and handicap, new lighting, new ceilings, new power to the space. It was I think at that time it was $1.4 million or something like that for the project. We put in cloth seats. It was a fun project for me in the summertime. I know what they want to do at the high school, and I don't have a problem with that. My issue is more how we're going about doing it. The one comment that was made is that the carpet has tape. The carpet on the auditorium floor has duct tape and holding it together. That shouldn't be. From my perspective, if my carpet in my home is starting to wear out, it doesn't matter if I'm going to remodel the living room. The carpet needs to be replaced and fixed, and those are maintenance issues. And I asked the principal, why is the school district asking me as a taxpayer to finance 15 years of interest and payments on replacing carpet? Let's get a check. Let's find somebody in town, one of these businesses in town, write out a check for $20,000 to put the carpet in and take that scope of work out of the construction project in a 15-year bond. There's no reason for it to be in that. So these are ideas of thinking outside the box to shrink the cost of these projects, and make sure the maintenance is maintained on the school project. I think that's all my notes. Let me turn my page here real quick. Oh, library. The city could not figure out how to remodel their library because it was too old. They built a new library. We couldn't figure out how to fix the fire station and the police department. We built a new facility. Apparently, when I'm being told, I don't know all the facts, but we got an old building that needs to be updated. We're going to sink $20 million into it and hope it looks better for the next 60 years. I'm happy to talk to anybody about the concept of doing a new building on the same site with cash. That's all I got.